Hi, Bryce. A couple questions for you. First, from the managerial switch back in June till now, what have you noticed was one of the bigger changes in the clubhouse and the way that the Phillies went around their business and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think Rob Thompson's a calming voice, right? He comes in each day and he's ready to go. I think he loves the game of baseball. He loves the guys that he's around, his staff. He kind of lets everybody kind of just do their job, and he's kind of just, there to answer any questions or be there for, the rookies, veterans, anything like that. I think he's grateful for the opportunity, and we see that. And I think we're all grateful for the opportunity to play for him. We all want to go out there and play our best game for him, and he just has all the faith in the world in our ability to go out there, and he never gets too high, never gets too low. He's very even keel in what he does. I said this a couple weeks ago. He's kind of like, in Tombstone when Doc Holliday says to Wyatt Earp, you're an oak, because he's so just even keel. There's nothing that upsets him or anything like that. He's very into what he does, and we're just grateful to be able to have him at our top.
It seems almost unfathomable that you went from a managerial change to now in the NLCS. What's the process that happened and your thoughts of like, wow, we made it this far even though where we were?
Yeah, I don't think any of us are shocked at the situation, right? I think going into spring training and Dave Dombrowski and John Middleton making the decision to go over the tax and give us our best chance to win. Of course, we didn't play up to our ability in that moment, in those first 2 months, I would say. And then, we kind of just turned it around. Our bullpen got better, our starting pitching got better, our lineup, construction got better, and our lineup got better. I think being able to kind of let our rookies go and let them run and do their thing helped us a lot. When you're able to have that mindset of the organization that, we have to let our young guys play. We have to let them succeed. We have to let them fail as well. We were able to do that. And I think, we're reaping those benefits now, with the success of Stott and Marsh, Veerling, any guy that's kind of came up has really, had success for us. And, it's been a lot of fun.
And then finally, do you see a lot of similarities with your team with the Padres? Some strong starter pitching, some good hitting throughout the lineup. Is this a lot of similarities between the two teams, you think?
Yeah, I think people kind of counted us both out, right? It was kind of just, LA's going to win, or the Braves are going to win, or the Mets are going to win, because those three teams are so good and so dynamic, and they had such great regular seasons, as they always do. I think this is going to be a great series. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I know that we're looking forward to it as a team, and the opportunity to come in here and hopefully win a game and get home. I think we're all excited for that opportunity, and we're looking forward to it.
Okay, we're going to go down here on the left here. Bob.
Hey, Bryce, it seems like you and Manny have been linked together forever. You remember the first time you ever met him or even heard his name?
Yeah, USA Baseball, of course. We all played against each other, played with each other. Manny's a great talent. He's one of the best defenders in the game. He can swing the bat very well. He's having a great year this year. I'm excited to be able to share the field with him. I think he's an incredible ball player, and I look forward to seeing this series and how it goes.
The second part was. I'm sorry. The second part was, have you guys talked at all as far as how it worked out perfectly for both of you guys? You could have been here, he could have been there.
Nah, that's not a conversation we had.
Okay. Far right over there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce. Just, June 25th, the last time you were here, it was for you, a horrific night, I would imagine. Did you wonder at that moment if you had played your last game for 2022, and what's it like being back here where it kind of all happened? And
yeah, I think anytime you get hit or break a bone or anything like that, those doubts creep into your mind of, you might not come back this year, or, what's going to happen, how the team's going to react. And the team reacted great, right? And I got news that I'd be back, 6 to 8 weeks, and, I'd be ready to go for, September in the postseason. So, I put my mind forward and was ready to, hit the ground running when I came back, and didn't really think about, anything else besides, trying to help the team any way I could when I was out, and be there for any guy that was on the team. And the way they picked up the slack from, me getting hurt was incredible. I mean, they had a great run when I was gone, and they played great. And, that's why we're here with this opportunity right now.
What do you think it'll be like getting in the box against Snell again?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's two players going at it.
And if I could just ask you, hit 500 in the last series. Looks like something clicked that you've been looking for maybe most of September. What kind of clicked for you?
Yeah, I mean, I just, like I've been saying, I just, every day's a new day. Don't matter if, I'm 0 for 4, 4 for 4, as long as we win the game. I don't care what happens. I just want to win at any cost in anything that we do. So I've told you guys, numerous times, hitting the ball over the plate and doing damage with it and not swinging the ones out of the zone. Just trying to make it as simple as possible and, understand that the most important thing is winning.
Okay, we're going to go to Todd right next to Jim.
Bryce, that night in San Diego in the clubhouse after the game, I was just wondering if you remember talking to players about keeping this thing going while you're gone and this is not the end of the world and, anything like that, or did you hear other teammates kind of like talk each other up in terms of keeping this thing rolling?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I had any doubt in that happening. With the guys that we do have in that clubhouse, from JT to Reese to, Nicky and Schwarber, and then our young guys as well. I mean, I think the mindset in that clubhouse has been all years to just keep playing, keep getting to the next game, keep getting to the next at bat, keep getting that opportunity to play each day. So, I don't think there was any doubt when I went down that, we weren't going to do what we needed to do to get here. And, like I said, they picked up the slack, and I mean, Reese had an incredible, month, like right after I was, hit, and then JT had an incredible second half, and, Nicky came on late, Schwarber with all of his homers, winning games single-handedly, and then our pitching. I mean, we can talk about our pitching all day because, they're a main reason why we're here as well. Our bullpen, Alvarado coming back and being Alvy, Sir Anthony, I mean, just all of it. So, and Marsh, ever since the deadline of that trade, he's been, pretty lights out for us in center field and in the batter's box. So I think just, getting that opportunity to still be here, that's all we can ask for.
Okay, we're going to go here far left to Bryce.
Bryce. You guys in the Padres had a similar path. Neither team reached 90 wins in the regular season, had to fight through the wild card, knocking off 100-win teams. But what in particular was that first thought when you heard the Padres did beat the Dodgers? Yeah, I mean, it's baseball. I mean, anything can happen in baseball. They're a great team. They're a great organization. They made moves at the deadline that, made their team, that much better. From Juan Soto to Bell to, Hader, of course, and Drury. I think there wasn't any shock at any point. I mean, if it was going to be the Dodgers or the Padres, we wouldn't have been shocked at any opponent because both teams are, major league teams. So, I think they're a great team. We're looking forward to this opportunity to play in them. And, I expect this place to be pretty rowdy tomorrow night. They're a city that loves their baseball. I grew up playing here for the San Diego show and San Diego Stars as well. So I know how much they love baseball, and I look forward to playing here tomorrow night.
We go over here far left, Tony.
Bryce, you and Manny are connected in so many different ways. You both signed at young ages to be leaders of your organization. Just talk about coming in at 26 and then getting to this point in terms of leadership. How far you've come in that realm?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, when I sat down and I was going to sign in Philadelphia, it was, something that was perfect for me and my family. We connected very well with John Middleton, connected very well with the city of Philadelphia, with the fans, with the organization, kind of, their plan, what they were going to do at the time. And, knowing kind of, at the time Gabe Kapler was our manager, having those conversations with him, I was really excited about the future and, the direction of this organization. And I knew John Middleton was going to do everything he could to win at all costs. So being able to come in here and play for an organization like this, it's been a lot of fun. Of course, we've had our ups and downs the last couple of years. My first spring training, I can remember I said it's going to take us 4 or 5 years to get to where we need to be. It could take longer than that. You know, our farm system was kind of depleted at the time, but being able to kind of, you know, bring in Dave Dombrowski, bring in Sam Fold, Preston Mattingly, you know, Barber. I mean, you can go on and on about the guys that we've, you know, kind of came into the last couple of years, and it's been great. I mean, they've changed the dynamic of this organization, the culture of this organization, and bringing in winning players as well. So it's been very easy for me to kind of just, you know, be Bryce, because I don't need to be anything else than myself, because of the guys that I have around me, and the family that we do have in that clubhouse. So I'd have to say it's been easy for him because the guys around me. You know, Reese is our captain in there. He's a guy that, you know, answers all the questions to the media and the PA and everything else, makes our lives easier, right? So I mean, I think just having the group of guys that we do around has been really good for us and been good for our dynamic as well.
Okay, I'm going to stay here on the left. Jesse?
Bryce, back to San Diego Stars. You have any specific recollections of travel ball age Joe Musgrove?
Yeah, I played with Musgrove growing up from the time we were 10 years old until we were about 14. Joe was a first baseman hitter and, you know, could pitch as well. But just a lot of fun. Such a great family. I'm so excited for his success. I'm so pumped about his success as well. He's very good. He's always been very good, even when he was with Toronto and Houston. And then he comes home and, you know, throws his no-no here. I mean, unbelievable to, you know, throw a no-hitter, you know, in San Diego, his hometown. And I mean, just incredible. I'm so happy for his success. Very happy for him and his family. You know, I love his parents, his sisters as well. They're just a great family. So I'm excited for his success and all that he's done.
We're going to take two more. We're going to take one right here. Tim?
Hey, Bryce, I'm wondering if turning 30 had any significance for you as a player, as a man, as a dad, all those things, and also if yesterday you may have reflected on the journey to get to 30.
No, my trainer asked me today if I felt any different, and I told him I don't know if it's from the flight or just from turning 30. I feel like crap today. So, no. No, I mean, I haven't really thought about it. I mean, I can't believe I'm 30, actually. I mean, being 19 in the show and then, you know, getting all the way to here. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't feel any different right now. You know, I'm a dad, right? I mean, so, you know, got a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old and got a beautiful wife, and I'm just excited for, you know, my next 30, right? I mean, I'm just excited to be able to, you know, be healthy, be happy, be right where I need to be in the city of Philadelphia, and, you know, play for such a great team and organization. I look forward to, you know, doing it for a long time.
Okay, last one here. Go to Scott.
Hey, Bryce. You alluded to it a little bit ago, but one guy who was not in Philly when you signed was Dave Dombrowski. What were your thoughts when the club hired him? And he comes in, obviously, with a track record of winning everywhere he's gone. What were your thoughts when they hired him, and what have you seen and thought since you've gotten to know him?
Yeah, at the time, I didn't think we had an opportunity to get him just because he was in Nashville and he wanted to, you know, start a team there, and had a great opportunity to do that. And kind of when that didn't happen, we were like, what are we waiting for, right? I mean, he's won everywhere he's gone, right? And this is kind of his baby now. This is kind of his team that he's kind of put forward, and you know, he's made moves. He's made moves with staff and you know, minor league stuff, and you know, I think we're kind of reaping the benefits of that right now. And this is kind of just year one for him. You know, if you don't count COVID and stuff, and last year this is kind of year 1.5, I would say, because this is his now. And, you know, I think we, you know, just as a team, we absolutely love Dave. I mean, just the way he acts and the way he is around us. He wants so much success from his players. He cares deeply about his players as well. I've never really had I take that back. Mike Rizzo was kind of like that as well. You know, Riz was very, you know, into his team and loved his team as well. But he really cares about us a lot. He wants what's best, if that's, you know, from, you know, a mental side or a physical side, clubhouse, weight room, training staff, you know, food, anything. I mean, he's very, very good with that kind of stuff. He cares about people's families, all of it. I mean, he's an incredible human being and a man as well, and I'm very grateful that he is our, you know, president, and you know, it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to play for him, you know, for the next couple of years, and I hope he kind of stays all the way through until I'm done. That'd be great. But he's incredible. He's been great for us.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bryce.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Okay. get him, didn't it? You hit him?
Hey, Rob.
Hi, Tom.
What's the latest on David Robertson?
Well, he should be finishing up a bullpen right now, and then he's going to do some agility work, and then as soon as we can get on the field, we're going to do a little PFP and kind of assess it from there.
So, I mean, how has he looked to this point, and is it realistic that he makes it?
I can't really say. I think I got to see him in his PFP, and that starts at 3 o'clock. But it's kind of miraculous how quick he's come off this injury and how much better he is. I wouldn't have expected he's at where he's at.
Sure.
Let's skip a couple questions for you. First, from when you took over in June until now, and maybe if you kind of give us your thought process of when you took over the team and thought, okay, now what do I do? And here you are in the NLCS. What kind of ride has that been like for you?
Pretty fantastic, really. I mean, you know, as I've said many times, we came out of spring training and we knew we had a real good ball club. So being here doesn't really surprise me based on the club we thought we had come out of spring training. But we got off to a slow start and it kind of snowballed a little bit. And I think the club lost their confidence a little bit. And then in May, we really had a tough schedule. And then in June, we started turning it on and got hot, stayed hot. Confidence grew back into the team, and they've rolled right through it. So it's been pretty good. And am I surprised that we're here? No, but based on the start of the season, maybe a little bit, yeah.
And when you look at the Padres lineup and pitching staff, do you see kind of a lot of your lineup and pitching staff? It seems like there's a lot of similarities between these two teams.
Yeah, I was looking at just not advanced numbers, but just normal numbers. Their pitching, their defense, their offense, and really similar numbers. I mean, as far as on-base, slug, OPS, both from pitching staff and offensive side. Defensively, very similar. So it should be a good series.
And then one final. Bryce Harper said he used a term from the movie Tombstone, called you an oak. What do you think when you hear something like that?
I guess I'm thick. I don't know. I don't know what to take from that. I'm not really sure.
Hey, Rob. The night of June 25th when Bryce got hit, do you remember your initial reaction? I mean, do you remember the sound of the ball hitting him? Do you remember the fear of watching one of your stars go down and the whole night, and even afterward, like thinking how long you might lose him for, what impact it might have on your club?
Yeah, initially I wasn't really sure where he got hit. I thought maybe he got hit in the face again, which was really scary. And then, you know, when he was on the ground, he was saying, I think my thumb's broke. And, yeah, it's kind of a shock, you know, when one of your superstars goes down like that. But so it hurts initially, but at the same time, you got to move on, and we did. And there was a whole bunch of guys that stepped in for him. And I think it was a growing moment although we don't want to lose Harp, with other guys stepping up, it's kind of a growing moment for the club. So. But now we're glad we have him back, that's for sure.
Rob, how does the lack of an off day after Game 2, you know, and the potential of playing 5 consecutive days, how does that change or impact how you might have to manage in terms of pitching usage, and how much are you thinking about that heading into the series?
Thinking about a little bit, but not a whole lot because we got a couple games before that. But, yeah, once we get past the off day, then I think you really have to think about how you're going to use your bullpen, because it's going to be 5 days in a row, and you certainly don't want to put anybody in harm's way. And that's what we've done all year, is we've tried to take care of guys and make sure they're healthy and make sure that they can perform at the highest level. So once we get through the off day, we'll have to really think about that hard.
Hey, Rob.
Hi, Alex.
It seems like a big asset for you guys has been the ability to play loose and not really feel like you have a ton of pressure on you right now. And the Padres are in a similar spot because they haven't been to the NLCS in quite a while. Do you think that this could present a different kind of challenge for you all?
I think we'll play just exactly the way we're playing. I think our guys are really loose, really poised. They're owning up to the moment, every moment that comes their way, and I'm proud of them for that. And I don't think their mindset or their heartbeat will change one bit.
Looking at some of the things that got you here, the improvement in the infield defense over the year is really striking, I think, and especially that you seem to use the shift a lot less now than you were at the start of the year. What was the thinking behind that, and how do you think, if that helped the infield get better, did it?
So I have to give a lot of credit to Bobby Dickerson and the work he's done, and the players for the work they've done. But as far as where we align guys, that's like a day-to-day adjustment. We're always looking at, okay, how can we do things better? What factors into whether we play a shift or not play a shift or play a guy in a certain area. So I think as the season has gone on, between our analytic people that are doing the suggestions and Bobby and the players, it's been a daily adjustment. We've just gotten a little bit better at it, just a little bit at a time. And right now it's working out pretty good.
Do you expect any changes to your position players on the roster from last series?
I haven't spoken, but it's going to be very similar roster all the way around.
And
but I haven't talked to the players yet.
Do you think your left-handed relief beyond Alvarado, who's obviously a big piece for you, could the left-handed relief factor a little more in this series given the opposition?
Yeah, and we have some right-handers that get left-handers out too. So when I look at our bullpen, I kind of see not just Hand and Alvarado, I also see a couple of right-handers. So really, I have 4 or 5 guys that I go, okay, they can get left-handers out.
Rob, the night that Bryce went down, I believe you said after that game that you and Kevin were going to get together and kind of go over your options. And what do you remember maybe that conversation about, all right, we just lost Bryce for maybe months or maybe the season. How do we get through this? Like, what were you guys kicking around? What was the general vibe of that talk?
I think it starts with the players that you've got now, and then you look beyond that to Lehigh Valley. And so eventually we got like a Derek Hall in there. And so we were kind of mixing and matching and trying to piece together with the people we had at the time. And then, all of a sudden Derek Hall's getting hot in AAA, and we're going, okay, maybe this is a guy. And we brought him, and he performed right away. And we had a lot of that this year, which was really good. We had a lot of guys come up from Lehigh Valley, as you guys know, that gave us performance and energy and all that stuff that helped the ball club win.
And you kept Kyle and Reese 1-2. I mean, it would have been easy maybe to have one of them hit 3. I think you had Castellanos hit 3rd for a while, even though he was struggling. Why did you resist the urge, if you had one, to maybe drop one of those guys down?
Well, at the time, Schwarber was hitting 2 home runs every day and walking twice. And Hoskins was hitting a home run every day and walking twice. So I didn't really want to mess them up. I didn't want to overthink it. I wanted to keep them right where they're at. They seem very comfortable there. And, it worked out. And, there's ebbs and flows of the season, but we've been pretty consistent with that, and I think it's worked out pretty well.
Thanks.
Yeah, just one thing about D-Rob. Do you feel like he needs to be full go tomorrow, or
does he have to show you full go ability tomorrow, or could you like put him on the roster thinking he still needs a day or two, or what's your comfort level there?
For me, I think he's got to be full go tomorrow, because I think it's a big question mark with that injury that you say, in 3 days he's going to be ready. I don't know if anybody can answer that question. So that's a big roster spot to take up and sort of not be able to utilize it properly. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to start over here on the left in the middle.
Number one, did you have a birthday party for Bryce?
No. Just told him happy birthday.
Just wondering if, looking back in retrospect, I know you didn't want to take the month off. I know you said at the time, you could pitch through it. In retrospect, do you think it's helped you now that you're here in October?
It's hard to say, but I mean, I'm sure it did help. Just basically not wasting pitches, I guess you could say. Yeah, I mean, you could take it or leave it, I guess. It's kind of up in there.
Okay, next question. Jim over here on the left.
When Bryce went down, how big of a challenge did you think that would be for the team to overcome?
It's a big challenge. I mean, he's our guy. He's our big bat in the lineup, but other guys were able to step up. Not just one particular guy, but, a group of guys. They stepped up, and they did it for a long time, and that's kind of what, got us here.
Okay, we're going to go Scott right here on the right.
Just following up on that, what do you remember about the clubhouse that night, the mood in there?
Yeah.
Were guys concerned? Were they anxious about what was going to happen next? You didn't know how long he was going to be out.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that night?
Yeah, it's always something that goes through probably everybody's head when something like that happens. Not just to Bryce, but everybody. I mean, you never know if it's broke or not and how long they're going to be out, this and that, or if they're going to recover well. Everybody recovers differently. But, yeah, I mean, it was a bad night here, and, luckily we didn't miss him for too long. And, he's back.
Okay, we're going to go to Emma in the middle.
As loud as all of these playoff environments have been, curious about being able to hear PitchCom and whether you or anyone else on the staff has made adjustments to the system.
Yeah, we did make adjustments. We have like a little tube coming down through a little hole in our hat that goes basically right into our ear. So, we know these playoff environments get really loud, and especially when you're on the road. But, I think I used like a 10 volume the other day in Atlanta, and I was just fine hearing it. So, if I didn't have that little tube, it was probably, all the way turned up. So, somebody came up with that. I don't know who did, but we started using it.
Okay, stay over here on the right, Matt.
Aaron's going to face his brother in Game 2, and your brother played. Could you imagine what that would be like at this stage? What he's going through,
yeah,
and family's going through.
Yeah, I've only seen it a few times. Saw it with Maytons earlier, and obviously Nola done it a couple of times now. But I mean, doing it on this stage, it's a lot bigger, and it's still fun, but it also gets pretty serious. So, it's fun to watch it, sort of sit back and watch it happen. I'm excited for his parents. It's just a great family overall, and I couldn't be happier for them as a family. It's really cool to watch and see.
And it seems like Bohm is a lot more loose and opened up this year. I don't know if that's at least with us, but I don't know if you've noticed his personality. Maybe he's more comfortable with fitting in or anything like that.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much the same guy. With us at least. I mean, maybe with you guys it's a little different, but he's pretty much the same with us. Loose guy. He's just really consistent this year, and he's consistent on and off the field. It's nice.
And he was sent down when you guys were here last year, didn't come back, and now you guys are back here, and he's going to be third baseman for a team in the NLCS. Is that neat to see? Just what he's done for himself.
Yeah, I mean, just all year, right? He's been big for us all year. He's struggled a little bit there at the beginning, but he played through that and picked himself up, and now look at him, like you said, he's starting third base for us in a big series here, and he's been really solid for us all year. I mean, he's been a big contributor, and it's pretty solid at third base. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go over here on the left to Jim.
Zach, you're a very stoic guy, but this is your first postseason, and I think it's safe to say tomorrow night's the biggest start of your life. What are you feeling inside, and how do you contain it and maintain that stoicism?
It's just another start. I mean, obviously it's a bigger stage. It's a lot riding on it, but we want to get that first win of the series, and it's just another start for me. Just because you don't try to get too high or too low. You try to stay right there at that level, and just think of it as another game, even though there are bigger things going into it, I guess you could say, bigger outcomes. But I just like to keep myself at that certain level so I don't get too high or too low.
Okay. Anything else? You're on the left in the middle?
Obviously, you don't face the Padres a lot, but you have faced Juan Soto a lot. I think he's faced you more than any other pitcher. Just wondered if you could speak to the unique challenge that he is as a player, as a hitter.
Yeah, I mean, he's really good. He will take his walks. He's aggressive at the same time. So it's always a battle, going up against him. Kind of a little chess match because you don't know exactly his game plan, obviously. But I mean, you gotta attack him. You try to get ahead, and just like any other hitter. And it's just another guy.
Okay. Anything else for Zach? We got one more here on the right.
Hello, Zach.
How's it going?
Yeah, I remember that you were speaking really highly of Yu Darvish, even when you're with the Mets, and you guys, experienced the same, the Tommy Johns and everything. And he's 36 now, and you're 32 now. Yeah. Does he have any kind of influence on you? And if he's so, in what regard?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched him pitch over the years for sure. Kind of the same repertoire, I guess you could say. He throws a little more off speed than I do, but he's also got a good fastball. And, he attacks guys, whether it's a different way than I do or not, but he attacks guys. Just watching him pitch, it's, he's done it for a long time now, and he's been good for a long time. He's very good at what he does, and he's figured out his little niche, and, it's fun to watch him pitch.
How much are you embracing facing him in a big stage like this?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. There's a lot to go with him, and I know he's going to bring it, so I got to bring it too.
Okay, thanks a lot, Zach.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Máquina Deportiva, lo mejor del mundo del deporte, con análisis, comentarios, entrevista,